Right, here we are then once again on Cricbuzz Live. You thought Hong Kong would make a fight of it. They looked at times like they would make a fight of it. But then really Pakistan's bowling might was just too much for them. 116 for Hong Kong after the brave decision to bat first. Zaheer Khan is here, Simon Doull is here. Well, Azaz Khan got 27, Kinchit Shah got 26. The openers were around for a while, Nizakat and Anshuman Rath. But Hassan Ali, couple of wickets, and Usman Khan got 3 wickets. He was sharp. Typical Pakistan fast bowler, isn't it? He doesn't come and just let it go. Bangs the deck hard, strong. Yeah,
the deck hard, kind of a bowler for sure. But Hong Kong batsmen, you have to say that they've put up a decent fight. I think they've lost wicket in clusters, but on the whole they look composed. I think this exposure to fast bowling, the genuine quick bowling, will certainly help them going forward.
Yeah, fair point. In clusters, they lost wickets 32, 39, 44, 44, and then 97, 97, 97, 99.
Yeah, I mean, that's always tough. And new batsmen coming out to face quality bowling, and it's just new. You're sort of almost like a possum in the headlights. Wow, it's all changed. The speed of the game has gone up completely. It's the atmosphere and everything about the whole being out in the centre. When you're not used to that quality of opposition, it changes for you. And that's what you saw with some of those Hong Kong batsmen, I think, tonight. Pakistan clinical, very good. Couple of good run-outs, backing up that whole feeling that they are now a quality fielding side, which they are. They catch well. Their ground fielding was very, very good. So, they'll be polished performance. They just need to come out and knock the runs off comfortably.
One drop catch, which Simon mentioned before the show, prediction was spot on.
Yes. And your prediction was...
It's on the way.
Yeah, it's on the way as well. Yeah, and my prediction, we will have to wait and see. But from India's point of view, and we're looking at it from an Indian audience, you want to check out the Pakistan bowling. And admittedly, the opposition wasn't great. But what did you make of the Pakistan bowling?
Well, I think when India is playing against Pakistan, it's important that India bats first, because the wicket certainly is slowing down as the match has been progressing. So that's a very evident fact from the last 2 games played on this track. So that one thing is going to be very vital when India is playing Pakistan. Don't think the fast bowlers will be creating that kind of a threat.
Yes.
As far as spinners is concerned, I think Shadab has got a decent googly and has bowling that flat trajectory. So that's something which can have some kind of impact in the middle overs. And Hassan Ali is definitely going to be a factor. I don't think with the new ball there's going to be enough, because yesterday we saw some swing from Malinga, but wasn't the case today. So that's something which I
thought their pace was down a little bit today. I think mid-130s rather than early ones. But first game of the tournament for Pakistan, probably just warming into it.
I think Usman Khan upped it up a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, but geez, he bowled well, didn't he? 3 for 19, Usman Khan.
Mohammad Amir, now he's troubled India a lot in the past with the ball that swings into the right-hander. But there's not much swing here.
No, but just about getting through overs, I think, today for Pakistan, making sure their rhythm was right, making sure everything was okay. They want to peak in a couple of days' time, don't they? They don't need to peak today. They just wanted to make sure everybody was getting through and getting through fit. Now, we did notice that it was Usman that went off.
Yes.
Didn't he?
He went off.
3rd ball into his 8th over. So,
but he didn't seem to be in trouble. If you saw Azhar Mahmood, he was saying something like this. So I just wonder if it's the two of you know better. Yeah. The big toe hitting the shoe.
Yeah, it'll be his right foot. Won't have been a left arm bowler. The toe just jams into the end of your boot, and some choose to cut a hole in the boots. Some choose to leave it and just rip the toenail off at the end of every season, or poke the. Did you ever had to heat the needle up and poke the needle through the nail? So you get a cigarette lighter, and you light a needle so that it's red hot, and then you poke it. So it burns basically straight through your nail, and then as you pull it out, the blood. I'm sorry for people at home who have a little bit of a soft stomach, but the blood just oozes out of your toe and everything, and it just the relief is immense when everything, all the swelling is gone, and it just all the blood pops out. It's great.
Being a fast bowler is not
the relief. Yeah. So and just do it yourself. You just do it yourself. It's fine. You don't go to the doctor for that sort of stuff, Harsh.
I mean, one of the things I was asking Zach was whether he actually cut the toe of his boots, because when we were kids and we'd see the senior bowlers, the Ranji Trophy bowlers sometimes doing that, and the first instinct was not why he's doing that, but saying, I hope he's got a second pair of shoes because we only had one. And if you cut that, you didn't have a second pair of shoes. But you need to do that as well, yeah.
What I
on your
used to
right
do
foot
is
side.
I would give new pair of shoes to Ishant Sharma to wear in the nets, bowl in that, get them loose, and then I will wear them. So I didn't have to actually cut the toe.
The one thing that you always associate with Pakistan, we talked about that, and we didn't see that, was just a fifth bowler coming and doing that. Because each of them was hitting the deck. We saw Amir and Usman, we saw Hassan Ali, even Fahim Ashraf, who's in a sense their fourth seamer. But even he comes and bowls good high 130s.
Well, he's as good as the rest of them, Fahim Ashraf, because his line and length is impeccable. He bowls that beautiful length just outside off stump, a little bit like Hassan Ali, but probably slightly more accurate. I think doesn't use the bouncer as much. And he's just that stock standard bowler that gives everything, bowls in that mid-130s again, and then they follow it up with a quality leg spinner. So, they've got Junaid in the wings as well if they need another left armer. They've got the new lad,
Shaheen
Afridi, who's got gas as well, apparently. He's quick. So they've got all their bases covered. And we saw just a couple of tidy little overs of off-spin tonight.
What we are seeing with this lineup is they're playing six batsmen because the keeper's a batsman. They're playing six batsmen.
Yeah.
What did you make of the leg spinner, of the form he's in? You couldn't tell too much because there's not much opposition to him. They were not reading the leg break. They were not reading the wrong one.
He's quicker through the air. That's good for white ball format for sure. When you give that air, you actually allowing batsman that fraction of second more to make up his decision. So he's not giving enough time, and the release points of googly and the orthodox leg spin is actually not much of a difference there. So that's something which batsmen have to be watchful of. But on the whole, I felt that if you have to penetrate through this bowling lineup of Pakistan, you got to put captain in the spot of making that call of bringing in Hassan Ali quicker than what he usually uses. That means that once the first few overs have gone, you got to put pressure on the bowlers and the captain to get Hassan Ali back in the attack as soon as possible. So you have to take those chances, especially after about five to six overs. If you're no loss, then you got to put that pressure on the bowlers.
The only chance came when we saw the veteran bowling, father to be Shoaib Malik.
Yeah, and they needed to take real advantage of that and maybe go after him a little bit. They tried on one or two occasions, but not enough. And then without wickets in hand, it almost looked like at one stage they were trying to bat through the 50 overs. And that's something from these sides I don't like to see. I'd rather see them be be aggressive. Yeah. And they've chosen to bat first. Be aggressive with it and take the game away. Just batting 50 overs is no longer a success. You can't count that as a success, even if you get 130, 140. It's not a success.
Two teams I've seen that do very well was Bangladesh and Afghanistan. They would actually get all out early, or they would score those runs. But they would always go with that kind of mindset that we are going to take chances. Yeah. We're going to be positive. We're going to play our shots, because that's when you're going to understand that to this pace what kind of shots you can play.
And you're not going to win with 135, 140 on the board just because you bat 50 overs.
It's looking to me more and more like if the batsmen are set, there's not a lot of opposition. You should be able to score runs because the ball's not doing such a lot.
Well, what was that partnership through the middle? 53. 53 was it? Sorry.
53 out of 116.
Yeah, and they did it pretty comfortably. Although they weren't overly aggressive with it, they did do it quite comfortably. They didn't look in too much trouble, and that was numbers 6 and 7. So it wasn't bad.
Okay, so that's all they've got. They've only got 116. They took 37 overs of batting to get those 116, 37.1 in fact. And the only funny thing about it all was when there was a run out that big, the fielder who threw the ball thought it was about that much. But it just tells you sometimes you don't know very much. Right, thank you very much, Simon Doull. Thank you very much to Zaheer Khan. I didn't ask you whether you think they'd get it because I thought...
Foregone conclusion.
Yes, so there we go. So once the Pakistan innings starts, once they finish the win, we'll come back to you. And don't forget that midway through, we're also going to have the Uber Presents Cricbuzz Com Box. So do join us for that as well.